Inside of Team Roar, we ended up having a record-breaking trading session during the morning, going 4 for 4. Uncle Tio, Keaton Win, Forbes 30 under 30, ended up alerting Zillow call options for a 300% profit return at market open. He also ended up alerting Upstart call options for a 100% plus profit return. Those went up over 200%. In terms of G-Roar, he ended up going 2 for 2 as well during the morning trading session, making 100% profit returns on SPY and Tesla call options. I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we made towards the end of this video. First things first, I'm going to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. You guys are well aware that Fridays are known for being our best trading days. Let's get straight into the overall analysis. So I got to give a big shout out to Keaton Win, Uncle Tio, Forbes 30 under 30. He absolutely ended up crushing it today, clearing over $1 million on the day trades that he ended up making today. Now, in terms of the overall daily chart analysis, this is what I wanted to go over, man. I wanted to bring awareness to this. In terms of the SPY to have a bullish day heading into tomorrow, we need to open up flat or bullish above the previous closing price. So 571. If we are reacting bullish, if you are seeing 30-minute candlesticks, bullish confirmations, if the SPY is gapping up, flat or slightly above 571, it's likely going to have a bullish move to 573 plus. Now, in terms of the extended hours trading session, it is currently having a small 2-point gap down. This is what I want to bring awareness to. If the SPY is gapping down and we are maintaining under that 571, this is the make or break level, man. I want to bring awareness to this. 570 is going to be the overall resistance. And then in terms of the key breakdown, make or break level, it's going to be this previous resistance, right? So in terms of this previous resistance, you can see right here, this 567 to 568 in the pre-market. This reacted as support, had a very strong breakout, drops back down. The new support is at this previous resistance, right? The one before that was right here. So this is your make or break overall zone. I'm going to disable extended hours to make this even clearer. And just to show you this overall level that I'm looking at right here, this is the interesting level, man. This 568. This is make or break. This is what we call a gap breakdown. If the SPY or a stock you're watching gaps up, you take the low of day, right? So as you can see, the low of day is right here at 568. If we crack, go under this, form a 30-minute bearish candlestick confirmation, the SPY is going to start to sell off and it's going to start to fill the gap that is waiting to fill below at 561.40. As you can see, this is make or break previous resistance. The SPY had a nice gap up above it, drops back down, forms support, the breakout and retest overall strategy, and then it pushes higher, right? This previous resistance reacted as support. If you measure this overall move, instead of having a big move to the downside, it can have a big move to the upside because it had a gap up, formed bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations above that previous resistance. So if we start to react bearish at 570 and then we go under 568, we're going to see a nice drop to about this 566. This could be a potential bounce zone. Keep an eye on 566. This overall previous resistance has not been tested yet in a sense, is going to try to react to support. The true best level for call options would be 561.40. If we are gapping down, the SPY is likely going to react overall bearish, but then towards the middle and the end of the day, it could potentially recover, either closing in the middle of the overall price action of the overall channel for tomorrow, right? From the highs and the lows closing towards the middle of a bearish, overall daily candlestick, or it can close kind of flat and slightly bullish above that previous closing price. So that's the overall price action analysis. The levels you need to watch is going to be 573, 570, 568, 566, and 561.40 for the overall gap reversal. Like I said, if we're gapping down, it's going to try to drop and go a little bit bearish, and then middle of the day, later in the day, it's going to try to either close in the middle or close flat towards the previous closing price. If we are gapping up, you can look for dip buying opportunities. Keep an eye on that 570. And another thing to keep an eye on is if we do go under this 568, there could be a good dip buying opportunity towards this 566. If not, towards this like 562 to 561.40 zone, there's another gap waiting to fill below at 559. But based off of what I'm seeing, man, if we do start going under 568, there could be a bullish recovery later into the day. So it starts to drop first, starts to react bearish first, then it could potentially recover bullish, right? Based off of that overall daily chart pattern analysis, it's not as relevant, but if the SPY does gap down, it's going to try to react bearish. But one thing that I am seeing is if we do start to slip under 568, there could be a bullish reversal later in the middle of the day, if not the end of the day. So just keep an eye on 566, keep an eye on 562. So in terms of that overall analysis, I've simply been looking at these daily candlesticks, and I've been studying in terms of how the SPY normally reacts when it forms these overall daily candlesticks. And then of course, breaking it down with the overall 30-minute price chart, right? So 573, 571 to 570, 568, 566, 562. And then I explained to you in terms of what to look for if we gap up or if we gap down, right? Now, and also the gap breakdown strategy. If we go under 568, it's going to try to drop first, react bearish first. If we're gapping down, staying under 570, react bearish first. And then at some point, if we are reacting bearish, it's going to try to have that bullish recovery. So just keep an eye on bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations towards 566 to 562. Now, in terms of Team Roar, man, let's break down the overall trades, right? So in terms of today's analysis, it was fairly simple. There's going to be very important updates in terms of tomorrow. But let's break down the overall price action, man. So in terms of the overall morning trades, this was absolutely phenomenal. For those of you who are inside of Team Roar, you are well aware the morning trading sessions are unbelievable, man. There's nothing like these morning trades, man. There tends to be multiple 100% profit returns in the morning every single day with the highest win rate you're ever going to see buying cheap, far low risk out of money option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. So let me show you in terms of what is going on inside of Team Roar here at 9:32 a.m. So as you can see, man, every single day, you are getting access to an updated morning game plan with the levels to go long and to go short. The game plan was absolutely phenomenal, which was to buy the dips above 569.59. Now, with that being said, as you could see, as a whole, all we were doing was buying call options. I even told you guys in terms of yesterday within the chat that the SPY is going to have a strong bullish trend day heading into tomorrow. If you go back throughout the chat inside of Team Roar, I made that very, very clear yesterday, literally at 3:50 p.m., 10 minutes before the market closed. You guys are well aware in terms of my swing trading strategies, I like to wait for the daily candlestick to close. So in terms of swing trading thesis, I'll have a thesis right before the market's about to close. If I see something, and I literally said, man, it's going to be a bullish trend day tomorrow. And as you could see, everyone was buying call options, man. Look at this. We ended up buying 245 Tesla calls for 59 cents a contract at 9:32 a.m., man. And as you could see, in terms of Team Roar, you have access to a real-time zero-date options train alert system. In terms of some background to the options train alert system that we have, we do not use stop losses. The contracts are so cheap. We are in low risk. We are putting in our max risk per trade into these contracts, right? So if they go to zero, if they expire worthless, the most we lose is our max risk per trade. Therefore, we don't need a stop loss. That is the advantage of entering something that is cheap and low risk. Another advantage to this style of trading is we have the entire day for the strikes to go in the money. So if these contracts are dropping a lot, right? So in terms of, we call this a dead play. If the contracts drop 50%, right? Say we're down 50% on a trade, we have the entire day for the contracts to go in the money, to come back to life for a profit, right? If we had a stop loss, we would have been stopped out for the overall loss. In terms of my experience, 70% of the time, the dead plays that go down over 50% tend to come back to life, which is another great reason to hold. We also hold for the big wins. We are known for selling in the money 90% of the times. When we go 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes out, we're known for selling them in the money 90% of the times. We like to hold for the big wins, for the massive percentage gains. And then in terms of the system, like I said, we're not using stop losses. We are using profit stops. When we are green, when we are up a little bit, 10, 15, 20%, that's small wins for us. We like to make multiple 100% profit returns. Typically every single month, we have at least 3 trades where we clear 1,000% returns. And then we have many trades where we're not selling for 1,000%, but they're going up 1,000%, and you can leave runners on those as well. With that being said, we set profit stops. So setting a profit stop is going to secure your overall trade going from green to red. right? So you're not going to go green to red, setting a profit stop. You're going to get stopped out for profits. And then as the trade is working in our favor, when we're up like 10, 15, 20%, we like to add to wins when we get a winning confirmation. That way we're not averaging our costs down and we're adding to our wins. In one small move in our favor, which tends to happen, it increases the gains, it increases the winnings, and the profit stop secures our new average cost. And we move the profit stop up as the trade is going within our favor, just in case the market has a big move against the trade. We get stopped out, taking the bulk of the move and not suffering through that massive move against the trade because we're stopped out for profits. As you can see, we ended up getting in at 59 cents a contract, and you also get access to real-time market analysis. These are the option quotes moving in real time. With that being said, this is where you set the profit stops. It's all alerted in real time, right? And then where to move your stop, where to move your profit stops, right? And then you could see in terms of this overall trade, we ended up getting profit stopped out at 115 cents for a 100% profit return, breaking down the full trade in real time, recapping it. Now, in terms of the next one, 572 SPY calls for 55 cents a contract. We ended up getting in on that trade at 9:55 a.m. And then as you could see, we ended up exiting that overall position at 90 cents a contract at 10:20 a.m., man. So in terms of the overall trades, man, we absolutely crushed it. On Tesla calls, we literally got in towards the exact lows on the day. This is where we got in on the overall trade towards the exact lows. This is where we got profit stopped out. As soon as this move goes against us, we had the profit stop set, you get stopped out for profit. Those contracts ended up going to 310, man. You're going to see, man, in terms of leaving runners on the morning trades, these morning trades can go deep in the money later in the day. On a very bullish trend day, if we're buying calls at open, it could be a 1000% gainer, man. That's why I'm saying in terms of leaving runners, it's very wise to do it at market open and also during the end of the day, that power hour trading session trading for that full 30-minute candle, you can make 1000% return within the last 30-minute candlestick, man. So I'm telling you, in terms of leaving runners, best times to do it, market open and end of day. Avoid the middleman. But the market open trades, if you get a good entry in the morning and the entire day goes within your favor, which tends to happen a lot, man, you can just go back throughout the daily chart of the SPY. Just see how many candlesticks are either closing strong bullish at the highs or closing weak bearish at the lows. And if that overall good entry is happening in that market open, you leave some runners, you can flip like $30, $40, $50 into $300, $500, $1,000, sometimes even $2,000 a contract, man. If you go back throughout the history of this channel, you're going to see it, man. So in terms of the SPY calls, this was absolutely phenomenal. So in terms of the SPY calls, this is where we got in, literally towards the exact lows, and then this is where we got out. And then these contracts ended up going to 140 a contract. Now, I got to give a big shout out to Uncle Tio as well. Keaton Win, Forbes 30 under 30. This guy absolutely crushed it, man. Ever since he's been back, I'm seeing this pattern with him where he has 2 wins every single fucking day. And these are big fucking wins. 100% wins, 300% wins. Look at this play on Zillow, man. He ended up buying Zillow calls, 68 strike at 37 cents a contract. These call options went to 140 cents a contract, man. That was at 9:46 a.m. He ended up buying Zillow calls literally at 9:46 a.m. towards the exact lows on the overall day. Look at the price of fucking Zillow, man. This is towards the exact lows when it's at $66.62. It goes all the way to $69 a share almost, man. That trade ended up going 300% plus profit return, and he held the position. He's learned everything he's doing in real time. And he also crushed it on Upstart, man. He had a phenomenal trade on Upstart. He ended up making over 100%. That trade went up over 200% plus, man. See, he got in on Upstart calls right here. As soon as he got in on the Zillow calls, he got in on Upstart. He got in at 77 cents. Upstart, 39.5 strike, 70 cents. We're going with the closest expirations, right? So it's not even needed in terms of what expiration, right? We're typically going with the closest ones. And as you can see right here, man, he is absolutely killing the fucking game, man. So for those of you who are serious about making money and gaining access to my secured private organization with multimillionaires, getting access to a zero-date options trailer system, it's going to be the first link down below within the description. You're not going to be able to find anything else like this available within the market, man. We have a 90% plus success rate buying cheap, far, low risk, out of money option contracts. And we're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. And like I said, this is more than just callouts in trading. This is a zero-date options trade alert system. This is very strategic. No stop losses, add to winners quickly, set profit stops. This is a very strategic system. Look at this, man. up over $400,000 on that particular trade, man. So I got to give a big shout out to Keaton Win for absolutely crushing on the day. Like I said, in terms of those two trades alone, that's over $1 million in gains, man. He absolutely fucking crushed it on the day. So for those of you who are serious about trading with us, I'm telling you, this is the best time to join. Ever since Uncle Tio has been back in the chat, it's just been non-stop winning, man. Like I said, 4 for 4 on the morning trades alone is fucking insane. So if you guys want to join us, it's the first link down below within the description. We will be trading and printing money tomorrow at the speed of fucking light. If you want to turn your phone into a human money ATM printing machine, that's what we can do for you, man. We have a money printing machine within the chat. We are printing money non-stop, alerting the best setups at the best prices, making multiple 100% profit returns. You can ask us questions within the chat as well. With that being said, I'm going to be signing off and heading back to my secure private organization. Fridays are known for being our absolute best fucking days. If you're serious about making money, it's that first link down below within the description. Again, in order to learn how to trade, you have to actually trade, right? So why not trade alongside multimillionaires? Why not trade alongside people who have a 90% success rate buying cheap, low risk, far out of money option contracts, who sell them in the money 90% of the time successfully, right? Who've created a strategic system where you can consistently make money following from, and you can also learn, right? In terms of the system, you're going to see real-time market analysis, real-time price action analysis, right? It's not just about like blindly following the trades. You can use the trades to your advantage as information. You can use the trades to an advantage as confirmation if you want to take a trade, in terms of confirmation as overall market price direction, man. So if you're serious about learning and trading alongside with us, right? Because in order to learn how to trade, you actually have to trade. So if you want to trade alongside with us, it's the first link down below within the description. With that being said, I'm going to be signing off and heading back to my secure private organization. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to absolutely crush it, closing the week very, very strong within the green.